Hello, everyone. Hey, welcome to another office hours for the Fast beta. My name is Victor, and I'm a software engineer here at at VTEX, and I'm currently working on the Fast team. And I'll also be your host for the next hour or so. And so, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so our first section for today is the announcement section. And in this section, we'll be bringing you the latest news from us, from the team, to keep you up to date with what we've been working on, maybe some cool events coming up, or even asking you for some feedback, because, well, we love that. And today, for the for the first announcement, is actually about an event. George has some news regarding the hackathon that we'll be hosting at VTEX Day, right?
Yep. Hello, world. I'm George, and you've seen me here before. And just a quick announcement. As some of you may know, we're back with VTEX Day, one of the biggest events for e-commerce in the world, biggest in Latin America for sure. And this event will be on April 12th and 13th. And in this event, we'll have a hackathon for Fast Store, and we're really excited about it. Unfortunately, it's invite only, so maybe some of you won't be able to attend directly, but we will be live here on VTEX Developers, showing you all the latest and greatest, the fun lying down on the floor while trying to code, that kind of stuff you love, right? And hackathons. And tell us in the chat, like, would you like to have more of these events? Maybe we could organize something virtual. Let me know in the chat. But for now, just get a sneak peek of what our space will look like. And we'll see you live here on VTEX Developers on the 12th and 13th.
Awesome. It looks great. I can't wait to see everyone in the hackathon, and actually also see you, right, George? We haven't seen each other for quite a while.
I think it's been 2 years or something.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome to see everyone there. I was there in the latest, like in the last edition for the hackathon at VTEX Day, and I can say for sure that it's awesome. So really looking forward to it.
Really great. Yeah. Let's do this.
Awesome. Thanks, George. Okay, and now for the second announcement of today, we have Miney here again, and she will tell us about the latest release notes from February, right?
Yes, Victor. Hello, everyone. Hello, Victor. And just a quick disclaimer that I'm really excited about the hackathon. Really, I can't wait for that. Really. But let's focus on the release notes right now. So the release notes of the February 2022. Let's start with the Fast Store UI. So now we did some adjustments to the search input reference. So now it uses an imperative code. So we use the use imperative handle hook. So this gives more component control to the search input, and also like this component control over the value that returns so it is explicit this value as well. And about the Fast Store SDK, we now have a use storage hook stable. So what it means that have a use storage hook stable, that means that behavior leads to a smaller footprint of the user's device and a smaller total blocking time as well. And going to the Fast Store API, we have some fixes there and some news as well. So here I'm going to focus in 3. So let's start with this one, move some filter logic to the API. So what that means, logic from the filter component was moved from the front end to the back end, the API. So this it have a reduced processing on the front end. So this is good for the VTEX API because now it just shows the facets values alphabetically. Okay, and then if we go to one of our fixes, it's about store product returning wrong SKU. So now the SKU IDs on accounts in which has multiple SKUs are available for each product, no longer returning incorrect values. And then some news here for the Lighthouse config It is that we now have in the Lighthouse report the performance budget section. So if you're not familiar with performance budget, it is this performance budget you can establish limits on the metrics, the influence in your site performance. So now we have the section there, and you can have a good look here if we go, for example, in this release notes. In the front of the note, we have the pull request number, so you can click it and see more details about why we made this change or this improvement and understand a little bit better. So that's it for me for today, Victor. Thank you so much. And don't forget to check the complete release notes in the faststore.dev.
Yes, that's awesome. Thanks, Mari.
No
Um,
worries.
awesome. Great to have you. Okay, so just one of the first reminders that we have for you today is that, well, you can always keep up to date, even faster. Like if you're watching the office hours, we will always try to give you like the latest updates. But you can also like just keep up by following and keeping a close eye on faststore.dev/releases. Okay, because most of the, like everything that we do is published there first, okay, and then we bring to the office hours. So there you go. That's a little tip to if you want to know of something as soon as it gets released, take a look there, and also keep an eye on our GitHub repos, of course. Okay, so that's all for the announcements that we had today, and now we move on to the second section, which is Ask the Community. And well, as the name suggests, this section is all about the community, and this is where we got a few questions that you folks like had for brought to us at VTEX Community, and we we usually invite some people from the VTEX team to come here and give you more of an in-depth answer to each of these questions. And today we have four of them. So let's get started. Okay, so the first one is about VTEX Secrets, and I have Nathan here to help answer that.
Yeah, hello guys. Then Bruno did this question about how to access VTEX secrets. Then first you should have configured and install and configure the WebOps plugin secrets. Then if you have secrets configured, you want to access in two moments during the build time and during the runtime. Okay, during the build time, when the building is running on the WebOps platform, you can access the secrets using environment variables. Okay, but if you want to test locally, you can put the secrets on the file .env on your project. Okay, the second moment is during the runtime. Okay, let's say that we don't have a good way to access secrets during the runtime. Okay, because we have in better version and we have in a lot of changes, but we have a way, okay, to access these secrets. Basically, you need to that import these files secrets.hidden.json. If you need if you need access secrets during the runtime, you can import this way, and in our platform this will work well. Okay, but if you want to test locally, you should have this file in your path. Okay, but this file should be how can I say, should be have or should have the contents of file secrets dot revealed dot json. Then this is a workaround to access the secrets during the runtime if you are testing locally. Okay, but this work. Okay, if you want more details, you can read our conversation with Bruno. But if you need access, and if you use this way to access secrets during the runtime, take care to to not expose the secrets. I want to say that don't expose the secrets. Don't have these secrets on file that can be sent for the browser. Okay, for the client side. I think that's it, Vito.
Awesome. Thanks, Nathan. I just have one one quick question is they also need to make sure that they are not committing those secret files, right? Because
Uh, re-
otherwise, like you would just make it public on GitHub, right?
Vito, repeat please the
Yeah,
question.
sure. They also need to be sure that they are not committing the secret files, right? They're not pushing that to GitHub because
Yes, 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 yes.
they might make a problem.
If you are testing locally and you copy the content from secrets.revealed for this file, you cannot commit with this content, okay? Because if you do that, you have problem. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. Thanks a lot, Nathan.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So next question that we have is how well, I guess how can we use the login page inside a modal? And for that we have Leticia. Hey,
Hello, Victor. How are
hello.
you?
Fine. Yeah.
Let me just change here the screen. Hi, everyone. So let's talk about login. I'm going to answer this question of Daniel. He asked if it would be possible to put the login flow inside a modal or an iframe. I'm just gonna to remove Miranda here just for a second. So he asked if it would be possible to put the login inside a modal or an iframe. And first of all, thank you for the question, Daniel. It was a really good question. The answer is it is not possible to put inside a modal because it is necessary to make a redirect in our login integration. So we make the redirect to the login subdomain, and it couldn't happen just putting inside a modal. So that's it for like the first part of the question. But he also asked about an iframe, and it would possibly work. So it might work inside an iframe. And I say might because only because we didn't test it. So we haven't tested it yet. So I invited Daniel to test this out and tell us if it worked. And in the answer, I also advised him to pay attention to the cookie to check if the auth cookie is being correctly set on the main domain after the login flow. And also, I reminded him that he will also need a solution to like close the modal or stop the iframe once the login has succeeded. This is important because of the user experience. Because nowadays our login integration, we make this redirect back to the store main domain after the login flow. So first of all, we do this redirect to the login subdomain, and after we logged successfully, we redirect back to the store main domain. So imagine if he just leaves the iframe there, it will be rendering the main domain inside the main domain. So like it doesn't make sense. It gives a poor experience. So yeah, he will have these things to keep in mind while he's implementing the solution, but I really hope it works. And for now, our integrations are limited by those stuff. So it's not possible to do everything that we would like, but we will eventually have a Fastor native solutions. So it will get better someday. But for now, this is it. And this is all for me today. And back to you, Miranda.
Awesome. Thanks, Larissa. Everybody noticed now that you have superpowers. So,
Yeah. Oh my God. I revealed that. Okay, I'm bye now.
Bye. Thanks. Okay, great. So now moving on to the next question. This one is about the CMS. So, well, we should have someone from the CMS team, right? So, about rendering the CMS content. Well, he's actually having some troubles with that. So, hope you can help. Gomes, are you here?
Yeah. Hi, Vitor. Hi,
Awesome.
everyone.
Hey.
So you can see my screen.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
maybe give it a little
Quicker.
zoom. Might help.
Okay. That way.
Just one tiny bit more.
What I?
Yes, that's good.
Okay. Okay. So George has asked here in the community about some. He had a content in the CMS with a dynamic shelf and a rich text, and there were some missing components in the basic store project, so he couldn't render the CMS content, right? So today we do not have a official documentation about how to implement all the sections from the CMS in in a fast talk project, but we are, as an announcement, we are working on that. So as soon as possible, you will be able to see how to integrate every section in the CMS in a fast talk project. But the Bruno has answered. Thanks, Bruno, for that, and he made some suggestions here that are really nice. So for the rich text, our suggestion is to use the draft.js library to get the data from the CMS and convert it to HTML. So I will share with you an official documentation when we do that. So it will be available soon, but you can probably do what he suggested. Use the draft.js library and use that to pass to the component to the rich text props already formatted. And the other point is about how to use the dynamic shelf. The dynamic shelf, you can use it. You can build the component and use the data from the CMS using the hook. The hook use products carry. It's available on the base talk project. So under the product folder, you can find it, and you can use it to get the data. You may get the data from the CMS and use that data to pass to that hook, getting the product from the VTEX API. And with that data, you can build the shelf as you prefer. I think it's that. Thanks, Vitor.
Okay, great. Thanks, Gomes. Awesome to see new stuff about the CMS, right? And just one quick comment. I've seen that Bruno is making a lot of contributions in the community, and that's awesome. I hope that he comes here to the office hours and presents a demo, maybe. Who knows, right?
Oh, it would be nice.
Yes, awesome.
Thanks, Bruno.
Thanks, Victor.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so moving on to the next question. This one is about GraphQL. GraphQL queries are returning error 500 after the build. Okay, and for that one, we have Felipe here to help us. And this is actually Felipe's first time here in the office hours, right? Welcome.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Felipe, and I work as a software developer in the FastStore team. And can you see my screen or?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes, now
today
we
we
can.
are answering this question from Sander. He mentioned that he was having some trouble with the get functions when he deployed these functions to, it's actually not Netlify, but our WebOps infrastructure that generates this build preview. And he was getting this internal server error when trying to request one of these endpoints. And at the same time, it was working locally for him. So he was wondering what was happening. And in my first reply, I mentioned that while we were developing the base store, I noticed that sometimes we, in this build preview, we would open the store, and some of these requests would fail with an error. And it was because later we discovered that during our deployment phase, some of the get functions weren't properly deployed, maybe because we had some rate limit, API rate limit errors, and the build would still pass. And that's why I recommended Sander initially to try retriggering a new CI build, so the site would get generated and the functions would get deployed properly. So he mentioned that he tried like 5 times and still wouldn't work. So I'd like to mention that for this problem that we had, that where sometimes the serverless functions wouldn't be deployed correctly, we talked to the WebOps team, and they were able to fix this problem. So when this error happened during build time, the job, the GitHub action, would fail, so it wouldn't try to run the other CI tests, such as Lighthouse and the integration tests, because these tests, they rely on the build preview that is generated to run the auditions and the tests. So sometimes they would run, but since the API wasn't working, we would get like errors in the logs, and that would decrease the Lighthouse score, and also the tests wouldn't work. So that has been addressed by our WebOps team. So if there's any error during the build time, the build will fail and it will not proceed with the other tests. But back to the Sander's original error question, I actually I wasn't able to understand why it was failing. Maybe back then, if I had tried to look into the logs, I would find something. But after talking to Sander these past few days, he mentioned that apparently this started happening when he tried to modify the base store so that our server directory would support like TypeScript files and GraphQL files. And he mentioned in this other question that once he did that, he started getting this error. So maybe I'm assuming the errors were happening because of these modifications. Maybe some of these modifications weren't supported by our WebOps infrastructure, but he mentioned that later that he since then has moved on and has to a new version of Gatsby and was able to get these Gatsby functions running correctly. And here I mentioned that we have been working to get the Gatsby v4 working on our WebOps platform. So it should be available in a few weeks or so. And he mentioned in this other question that he was trying to get support for the TypeScript files under this server directory, and something that Miranda has worked on in this pull request that I mentioned here. So we should have this configured like in the future. And he also asked if it's possible to have these GraphQL extension files in this directory. And I was talking to Miranda before this call, and he mentioned that it's not something that Gatsby will automatically support, but something that we need to tweak internally for, maybe it's a Webpack configuration that we need to tweak so this type of file is recognized. But as of now, we don't have a solution for this yet for supporting these files, but it's something that definitely we can work on. Maybe it's just some tooling configuration. It's also something that maybe one of was us in the community can do, and maybe contribute to with a pull request to our base store. But it's something we'll keep on our minds, but it's not something that I think we have planned for the roadmap. And I think that's it. So my main suggestion here is that if you're facing some issues with our CI pipeline, there's sometimes you need to try to rerun the task. You can do that via GitHub interface. When you go to that specific task page, there's sometimes an option to rerun the task. Or another way of triggering these rebuilds is to just commit and push a new commit. You can do that by pushing, for example, just an empty commit with no changes. You can do that using these commands here. And this, when pushed to GitHub, it should automatically trigger our CI pipeline. So that's a way you can try triggering the build step when you are having some issues with it. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say.
Awesome, that's great. Thanks, Felipe. And just to comment on that, on the .GraphQL files, I think you said something that's awesome, and it's a great suggestion that like you from the community, like you can contribute to the base store, right? I'm pretty sure like this about like supporting .GraphQL files. This is not something that is internal to the Fastor repo, and it's not something that is like built into Gatsby or anything too fancy. Like it's most likely just some change in the configuration of the Webpack. So, I mean, I invite everyone from the community to try to like clone the base store and try to mess around with it. And I think you will be able to like add support for .GraphQL files, and that would be an amazing contribution. Like we would be very happy to see a PR for that, right? And it will help everyone from the community as well, right?
Yeah. I know that Sander has created this repository. Maybe it has some of this configuration. Maybe someone can take over this. Or just have this initial repository as a start with this issue and contribute.
Oh yeah. I remember that question. Yes. Yeah, I think we added the .ts support, but we to be honest, like we forgot about the GraphQL files. So yeah, we might just do that as well. But anyway, contributions from the community are always welcome, right? Awesome, that's great. So thanks, Felipe, and
Thank
for
you.
the first time here on office hours, awesome explanation.
My pleasure.
Thanks. Okay, great. So that's what we had for you in the Ask the Community section. And now for the second reminder we have for you today. When you're creating questions at VTEX Community and you think that your question should reach a broader audience, or that you wanna like have your question featured here at office hours, and also help it be like expect that you receive a deeper explanation about what you asked. Please don't forget to add the office hours tag to your question. Like right after you create it at VTEX Community, just add the tag up for office hours. It makes our life much easier, and it's a clear way for you to show us that, hey, I want my question to be on the office hours. Okay, so just a quick reminder on that. And awesome. So the next session would be the demo. But unfortunately, today we have no demos. We didn't have any demos submitted this week, neither from our team or from the community. But I'm here to make an invite to you that you can participate in the office hours as well. Like earlier this week, we had in the office hours Brazil, more generally for VTEX Brazil as a whole. we had people from Corebase, if I'm not mistaken, that just presented something that they did, like in their store framework, and it was awesome. Like it's great to see demos from people from the community that are using what we're building, right? Not only demos from the people here at VTEX. Okay, so here's my invite to you, especially for you, Bruno. You've been contributing a lot to the community, so we would love to have you here. Maybe even answer a question here at the office hours. The invite is open. But anyway, if you want to present something at demo here at the demo section on the office hours, please fill out the form that you can find at community.vtex.com/office hours beta. Yes, Brunite, I call you. Yes, we would love to have you and anyone from the community. So fill in the form and we'll reach you to make it happen. Okay? So that's what we have for you today. I hope you all enjoyed our office hours here. And that's it. We're gonna see you next week. And just a small reminder that next week the event will be in Portuguese. Okay, we're still alternating between Portuguese and English. So this last week we had the event in Portuguese, now in English. Next week, it's gonna be. I'll think about it. Awesome. The next week the event will be in Portuguese. Okay. Well, that's all, folks. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And that's it. Bye. See you next week.